Good morning, everybody. This is Father Moki from Good Shepherd Church in Wailuku, Maui. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2020, and this is my weekly message to all of you. I do have a number of things that I would like to share with you this week. The first is that I ask for prayers in light of the COVID pandemic, especially for our family and friends on Oahu who are going to be going into lockdown effective 12:01 this evening. Also, we did have, I'd like to report to you that we did have a wonderful outdoor worship here in this courtyard on Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m. And it was really delightful because everybody came and pitched in, and we got all the chairs set up and disinfected, and we got the altar set up, and we brought the flowers up from the church and used them in front of our makeshift altar. And we had 19 people out here worshiping and taking Holy Communion. We will be doing that again this coming Saturday, again at 5 o'clock. So if you would like in-person Holy Communion, please join us. That will be at 5 o'clock p.m. Also, next week, not this coming Sunday, but next week Sunday, we will be honoring Gregorio Aglipai, the one for whom the Philippine Independent Church, the Iglesia Filipina Independiente, was named. And as we honor him, I thought it would be nice to tie in his story to the story of those of you who came to Hawaii from the Philippines, those of you who have ancestors who came to Hawaii from the Philippines. And we would like to do a photo montage to honor those folk, but I need your help by sending me old photos of what life was like for your family during the time that you came to Hawaii, especially to work in the cane fields, like my family came to work in the cane fields. If we could get those by Wednesday, September 2nd, we would be most grateful to you. Also, I did come and participate in the Kailua Kitchen this past Sunday. The people from Bear were here. We had a fabulous time, and there were quite a few people who showed up for meals because, as you know, toward the end of the month, when the funds from welfare checks run out, the need is greater again. The people who came forward were just very grateful for our ministry to them. I would also like to let you know that yesterday I spent all day in Kihei and got on my computer and did the annual Clergy Retreat via Zoom. We had the Reverend Brother Randy Grieve from the Holy Cross Monastery in New York as our facilitator. It was very interesting discussion talking about how we could deal with the challenges of this COVID pandemic through the lens of Benedictine spirituality. I did offer as a comment, the only comment I made really, that yes, these are difficult times, but they're also times of opportunity, and that they were providing us with exciting ways to do church, especially virtually, and that because of that, we have cast our net much wider than we have been able to in the past, and we have participants now from other islands, from the U.S. mainland, probably Europe. I did get a very nice thank you note the other day from a woman in Tennessee who talked about how much she appreciated being able to watch a service in Hawaii, and especially from Maui. So I think that we should embrace those challenges and look at them as opportunities. And then I said, but the biggest challenge is not to give in to fear and try to revert to old ways. So we bear that in mind as we move forward, because I think even after the pandemic, this kind of virtual worship and visual media will be the church of the future, and I think that that's a good and wonderful thing. I also attended a meeting before the retreat of the Standing Commission on Liturgy and Music. This is a national church body that meets in between General Convention to set policy for the wider Episcopal Church in matters of liturgy and music, and having someone from Hawaii offers them the opportunity to think about enculturation and enculturating our liturgies the way that we already do by doing services like the service we're going to have for Gregorio Aglipai and the services that we'll have later in the year for Queen Liliuokalani, and then of course the Holy Sovereigns. I also this morning was delighted that I was sitting out here in this very chair, in this very spot, drinking coffee. I think this is becoming my default office now. And JR and Annalise Pasalo came by to visit, and so we brought out chairs and we sat out here and caught up with one another, and it was really, really good to see them, bearing in mind that the EYE where I was the chaperone for the first time, JR, Carissa, Tiani were the people, the kids that I chaperoned, and now they're all in their 30s, so I keep saying I've got to get out my cane now. I also had my regular warden meeting with Peter Lee this morning. We sat for an hour and a half and talked about how we felt things were going, and we feel things are going very, very well. I continue to meet with the staff every Thursday, and that dynamic is also going very well. I would like to let you know that I moved from a 770 square foot apartment to an apartment that's about 500 square feet, and as a result I don't have room to keep a lot of the things that I brought over with me. So I've put many things in the St. Matthew's classroom to the right of the office, and after the worship on Saturday I'm going to open the door and tell everybody to go in and take whatever they want. No charge. Donations, however, to the church are welcome if you feel so called, and please feel free to come in and take a look and help me divest of those items. Also, please remember that our diocesan convention in October is going to be a virtual convention. It is going to be all online. Nobody will be traveling from Maui to Honolulu. We'll all be doing it on our computers from home. So if that's going to be an issue for any of our delegates, please let me know, because we'll figure out how to get you set up so that you can participate fully. And then finally, it's become a custom now for our virtual worship to have various people say thanks be to God at the end of the service. And please know that if you would like to do that, I would absolutely love it if you would video yourself and text that to me at 808-756-1053, and I promise you will be featured at the end of worship. And if that's not possible, you can also email it to me at fathermoki@goodshepherdmaui.org, or if that's not possible, I will come to you and videotape you saying thanks be to God. It's a wonderful way for us to stay connected. And with that, I will end this chat by saying thanks be to God.